Hey friends, in today's video we're going to spend a self-love morning together. I'm showing myself an extra bit of self-care through small feel-good habits, and just a reminder that self-care is individual and can look similar to others, but it's ultimately unique to your personal joys. So be mindful of that when you're creating your own self-love morning routine. And with that, let's get right into it. Okay, so I've pretty much gotten dressed for the day and I'm going to do my skincare a little bit later because I want to keep these on for a little bit longer, but I did want to thank Luisa for sponsoring this part of today's video. Thank you so much, Luisa. You all know, if you have been on the channel, I love Luisa. All of my jewelry, 99%, and that's excluding just my wedding rings. All of my jewelry are from Luisa because I just love their pieces so much. They're tarnish free, they last forever, and they just look timeless, classic, and chic. Like they're always going to be in style. And I feel like for me, particularly when it comes to self-care, I want to put clothes on, I want to put jewelry on, and I just want to feel my best. And I feel like Luisa pieces really accentuate my style and how I feel when it comes to my personality. So when I put these on, I feel good, and I do think that this is kind of like an act of self-care this morning for our self-care morning routine. And yeah, I just love them so much. Let me actually show you what I have on. So I have these hoop earrings on, and I feel like I wear these 99.9% of the time. Very simple, classic, they go with everything. And then I have a couple of rings on. Sometimes what I like to do with these rings is like stack them on top of each other, but today I just went with, one on each finger. And this one is a very simple band that has some gems on it, and then this one is very trendy right now. It's a signet ring, but if you know anything about signet rings, they are trendy now. They're going to be trendy like years from now, so I highly recommend getting one of those. And then for necklaces, I know necklace stacking is also very trendy right now, and I'm all for that trend. I absolutely love that trend. So I have 3 necklaces on right now. I have this longer one, which I think is very, I don't know, it just feels very classic NYC to me. Then I have this one. It's a little bit shorter, but it's like a paper clip kind of vibe. I just love the texture on this one, and I also think it's quite trendy. And then I just put one in the middle with a little bit of a pendant, a nice gem right there, to kind of mix things up and vary the textures and the styles. And I think these 3 go really well together. This is what I'm going with in terms of my jewelry pieces, and I love them. They make me feel great, and I think they're gonna make you feel great as well. Luisa is actually having a self-love sale, so they're all about prioritizing yourself. We need to give ourselves a little bit of love as well, and that's kind of what this video is all about. So they're having a self-love sale. If you go onto their website right now, their shipping is so fast. I'm telling you, like whenever I get an order, it shows up maybe like 1 to 3 days after I place the order. So get those orders in now to show yourself a little bit of self-love. Thank you so much to Luisa for sponsoring this part of the video. We're gonna get back into our little self-care, self-love morning routine. Okay, so I do not typically do this in my morning routine, but I'm gonna give myself a little bit of extra time, a few extra minutes this morning to ice roll my face while I have these eye patches on as well. These don't typically move, by the way, but I think I put too much eye cream. But anyway, yeah, I usually don't do this because it is a little bit more time consuming, but since we're showing ourselves self-care today, why not? And also, I was feeling so sick last week. If you saw last week's video, you'll know how horrible I sounded, and that was my better day. But I feel like this is absolutely needed after such a horrible last week. So we're gonna do a little bit of ice rolling. This one is actually supposed to be a traveling ice roll, but I like that it's compact and I can kind of just toss it into my very packed freezer and I don't lose it. I also love that it has a case, like a cover on it, because usually like the standard ice rollers do not have that, and so it kind of just goes straight into the freezer and it touches all the other stuff that you have in your freezer, or I'm assuming it touches the other stuff in your freezer, which is kind of gross to put on your face. So to get one with a cover is much more sanitary, I feel like. I'm just gonna do this for a few minutes while I also get some hydration in. Hydration is something that I take very seriously first thing in the morning. Like, to get a good chunk of water in first thing in the morning, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel hydrated, obviously, but it does also give me some more energy. And what I put into my water is the Moon Juice Mini Dew. It's like electrolytes basically, and I don't really drink electrolytes throughout the rest of the day, so it's just a nice boost to have in the morning. By the way, I just broke my tripod. I only have 2 tripods, the one that I'm using right now, which is like a much smaller one, and a very large one that I can kind of take everywhere and do all sorts of different shots, and I just broke the larger one because the cats love to follow me with every move I make. And so I'm constantly like hovering the tripod above them so I don't hit them with it. And I'm constantly tripping on myself because I'm watching out for them. I'm watching out for this tripod that's kind of like dangling in the sky, and it's huge. It's like as tall as me. And so I hit it against something while I was tripping, and one of the legs broke. So looks like I need to get a new tripod. Okay, I'm gonna leave these on for just a few more minutes, 10 minutes to be exact, because I do want to get some pages in. I have also not been able to read all of last week. When I say that I was out, I was pretty much in and out of consciousness. I could not focus on a single thing. All I could do was just lay and sleep for most of the experience, which was actually worse than, you know, like the standard kind of sickness where you have like a stuffy nose, itchy throat, whatever. I would take that any day over complete, like, not being able to function or stay conscious. So I am going to get some pages in. As you can see, I am over halfway done with the goldfinch. Hallelujah. Okay, that is 10 minutes. Once again, 10 minutes is better than 0 minutes when it comes to reading. So if you are struggling with like your reading goals, reading 10 minutes each morning, I highly, highly recommend as someone who is a very slow reader. I have been having leftover bagels from Pop-Up Bagels in Manhattan. I usually go like one Sunday because Sundays are usually the most chill to go to Manhattan, and then I grab a dozen of these bagels. I keep them in the, oh my gosh, I am making a mess. Anyway, I keep them in the freezer and then I heat them up in the Wonder Oven that I have here that I got for Christmas. And honestly, a bagel is 100% a self-care meal in my opinion. Although I have been kind of craving chia bowls and oatmeal bowls. I haven't made any of them because I don't have the ingredients for them, but I think that might be my next breakfast fixation. Still hydrating throughout my morning. The latest thing that is part of my morning routine, and I also think that it's considered to be a form of self-care, The Artist's Way. So I don't go through this book in the morning. I just have it here because I was looking through it over the evening yesterday. But one big thing in The Artist's Way is that you have to do morning pages, and morning pages are essentially just 3 pages every single morning of free flow writing. And I talked about this in my February reset, but I got a notebook for the exact purpose of doing morning pages, and I took a break for an entire week because I got sick, but I'm back at it and I have really been enjoying it, not gonna lie. It has been hard to get to the 3 pages, but not too hard. I think the most difficult part for me is because I'm so heavy-handed. This is my journal. I write really hard, like I put a lot of pressure on the pen, and so my hand hurts by the time I'm like 1/2 page in, which is probably not the best. I can really like relax my grip a little bit there. But yeah, I have been just doing these morning pages, and it takes me, I think yesterday it took me a little bit over 15 minutes, so it is taking me some time to do the 3 pages, but I feel like once I get into the flow of things and I get into the habit, it'll be a lot quicker. 'Cause sometimes I'll stop and be like, okay, where do I want this free flow to go? Like, obviously I'm thinking a little bit more than I probably should, but it's the very beginning stages. I haven't even done a full week yet. So we'll see how this goes, but I am enjoying it so far. I really, really love this book. I love pulling out this book. I highly recommend, like, if you have a task, if you have a course, if you have something of the sort, and you need to get a book for it to take notes, get a book that you actually like looking at, because it'll make the experience a little bit more enjoyable. Again, another form of self-care is treating yourself. I know in the Artist's Way, in the actual course book, it was saying, like, now that you have to do the morning pages, go ahead and treat yourself to a really nice notebook. And I was like, I'm way ahead of you there. As soon as I started the Artist's Way and I knew that I had to do the morning pages, I'm like, I'm gonna get myself a nice book because it's gonna make me want to do it just that bit more. But yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Might take me some time, so I'll see you in a bit. Perhaps one of the best things in this self-care, self-love morning routine is making myself coffee. You all know, love me my coffee, and I love it in this mug. I'm still using the chocolate strawberry creamer from Califia. Found it at Target. A lot of people have been asking me that, but I am going to get started with this day. I've actually honestly gotten started. I got my headphones on and everything, but I did want to end the video off here by saying thank you so much for spending this morning with me, this little self-care, self-love morning. I hope it gives you some inspiration to show yourself some self-care and self-love, particularly in February, but just any time of day. Like you saw, it's ingrained into my morning routine, at least most of the things, and every once in a while we deserve to, you know, stop for a little bit in the mornings and slow down, show ourselves a little bit more of extra care because we deserve it. And yeah, so thank you so much for checking out this video. Once again, don't forget to pick up some pieces for yourself from Anna and Luisa for their self-love sale, or from their self-love sale. It is the perfect gift to yourself. Trust me, I love every single one of my pieces. But thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in next week's video.